but neither is in the best form right now, Avery.
Struggle City. 2 tickets not to paradise here. But we get a lot of signature heroes, as Ted was keen to point out.
That's true. Quinn Beastmaster.
Not on my list.
Not on your list.
In fact, potentially the biggest liability here.
Yeah, I really can't say I've seen that too many times.
Flip side, you have Pango Gyro Viper for Falcons. 3 level 30 heroes for them. And if you include that Shaman in the mix, pure comfort across the board. Can't argue with any of these picks for them. And I feel like every time I see the ATF Viper, I don't know, it's hard to bet against it. He just does so much work in the lane phase compared to all these other Vipers.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of the only Viper in town.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Moby would have something to say with that.
Okay. He's the only offlane Viper in town. Wait, did Moby play offlane Viper?
No, he played mid Viper.
That's what I thought.
And he owned. So give him some goddamn respect.
Fair enough. All right, well, we're going to see how Gaimin Gladiators fares against the Falcons. I mean, they've just been going back to their comfort, it seems like, because things have just not been working out for them in this new era of Dota.
I don't feel they're playing individually worse. It just feels as though they can't get a grip on how the meta works for them. And they are still very stubborn with the core heroes they're willing to play. Their support duo is very flexible, but the core pool is fixed in stone. And they just will not abandon it no matter what. Part of it's the hero speciality, part of it is the flex they like to abuse between the overlap, but man, at some point you got to start to question, you know, like, where's this safe lane Morphling TA? Where's this off lane pool that you have to have more confidence in, like the Sand King that we see now, as opposed to some of these Razor Vipers, Pangos. I don't know. It feels very stubborn to me.
Yeah. I will say, Gaimin Gladiators, the highlight for them right now, in kind of middling to low light season for them. I think Valady and Watson are really stepping up at this tournament specifically. I think they've looked better as the year has gone on, but I do feel like they've gotten another bump, especially the last couple of days. Watson, okay, maybe that Sven performance wasn't the greatest, but he had a sick Terrorblade performance before that. And I think Malady's actually kind of killing it on the 5 position lately. His Pugna, that Pugna game he played today was really good.
Yeah, he's been looking really smooth with the team. He's been getting his Jakiro a lot. That definitely helps.
Sure.
And just do not lose lane with this hero. It's pretty hard to lose lane with Jakiro. Even here, they're doing pretty well early against this Viper, denying a lot of the early CS stuff from ATF.
Yeah, the coordinated last hitting that they've gotten between the two of them has been pretty slick. Gotten a number of denies that I don't think you normally should be able to. Mid matchup, Pango versus Beastmaster. This matchup is pretty heavily favored to the Beast, right?
Especially when you're missing Flag Bearer, creep blast hits.
Yeah, that doesn't help. As a result, Quinn 6 denies up on Malrine. Malrine not that far behind in CS, though. 18 versus 16.
Very even laning phase across the board. No first bloods still available as these Lotuses will spawn.
More importantly, Avery, which side do you back right now? There's a bit of a Reddit civil war going on.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's an agonizing decision that many a Redditor is encountering right now. Do they support Quinn Callahan in order to see Falcons eliminated, or do they support Amar and his all-chatting ways in order to see Quinn eliminated? It's a tough decision.
Is it though?
well, apparently not for you.
I don't know about that.
Amar back to his all-chatting ways. Just
has he been all-chatting that much recently?
Yeah, he just called Navi Jr. trash when he eliminated them.
Yeah, but on average.
Okay, I mean that's a standard.
If we're looking
at
the volume per game, I feel like it's gone down over time.
Yeah, I think it has. I think they.
Maybe that's just because they're winning less, though.
Yes. That certainly doesn't help. going for the kill onto Malady. Amar and Crit had a trap set up, and they do manage to get it, but they might be a 2-for-1 here as Watson's built up so much damage. Oh, a little bit of heal from Amar. Looks like he can outlast at least some of this one. The final plasma field, it's not enough. Crit, he dodges a bit of the damage by going back into the plasma field, pops a fairy fire, and does manage to stay alive. In the end, Watson does manage to get the experience for the Viper kill. That's the important part. While bottom lane, running down Snake King, Ace is going to be left with very little HP, though. Rocket Barrage should finish him off, but he gets the courier before he falls.
Not a bad overall gold exchange for them. Honestly, these lanes starting to go Gaimin's way. The fact you're winning this Viper Razor lane is huge, or at least getting more out of it than ATF would like you to be getting. You shut him down early in the lane, he can't snowball it with this early stat investment. You're going to feel a lot better over the long run. You got to remember, this Viper was a hero he was picking into Razor for a long time. It's one of his counters when the Viper Razor meta was huge.
Yep.
Did play it both ways because he's an expert on both, but he liked this matchup. So far, the extra attack speed slows from the Jakiro
Radiant's top tower
helped do it a little bit as the King looking for something up here, but
yeah, it seems like the Watson Malady had a good read of the situation. I was wondering why they backed off from going at that Shadow Shaman harder, but
it's a Blood Grenade Abaddon, so you can definitely run some heroes down.
Sure.
And the lane was in a good place. They sniffed it out, and now it's Malady making the move towards mid to kill Crit in the river.
Yeah, they're still going to collect on that kill, it seems, as long as Malady can catch up to him after the Hex.
He's gone.
He's gone. He's out, but it means he's not contesting for the power rune, so that should go the way of Gaimin Gladiators here.
Classic
they've got double
mid.
supports, yeah.
And Mallory, he's just going to go top. Decides he can't fight that. He's going to make the play elsewhere, trying to intercept this Jakiro on the way back, or just go for the Razor dive.
That's a really cool idea. Like, just accepting the fact that you're going to miss the power rune. Unfortunately for him, right idea, but they had the Observer Ward already laid down from earlier, so they spot his rotation. Hurts him a lot, as you could see, Gaimin Gladiators putting the pressure on mid while the Pango is gone. You're going to get some good damage here with the Siege Wagon. And not letting Crit. Oh, got the Hex off just before the Primal Roar goes out. He was halfway through that animation.
I'm surprised he got away with that.
Crit doing a good job. Pulls the creep wave off the tower. That will put a lot more pressure on Gaimin Gladiators. You can see Quinn is going to have to tank some tower hits here.
Does have a regen rune, though. So this mid tower is going to go down if you do not rotate the Pango back, and they decided to just trade for the top tier one. Not the worst trade for Gaimin. I think you'd rather have this mid tower. And you're just missing so much XP on the Viper. He's the lowest level core here.
Nice timing on the last hit there from Crit. Meanwhile, Wisdom Shrines are going to be covered. Gaimin Gladiators not going to let Skeeter and Snake King steal anything here.
Well, that definitely fused that trade. There's kind of a breakdown of some of these lanes really quickly, though, in this game, which I have to feel is nice for Watson if he doesn't have to directly lane against the Viper. And it's probably nice for Malrine if he doesn't have to directly lane against his Beastmaster, who's super strong right now.
Sure.
But then you have to find something else to do on the map. And it's a very easy rotation for Quinn into this bottom lane. You have to be thinking about it down here if you're Skeeter on this Gyro. It is a very strong hero to hold this tier 1 and for you to fight around if you're Falcons, especially with Rolling Thunder teleport up on Malrine. That's a scary dive. They're just going to take the jungle fight instead.
Freebie for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, nowhere to go here.
And back to an Arcane Rune at bottom. So big pickup, Malrine. It's going to pop out, try and go for Watson here. Watson underneath his tier 2 being assaulted here. No rotation from Gaimin Gladiators. Seems they've sold Watson out.
Malrine finding action on the map instead of running into Quinn. So Quinn is getting a lot here. He's getting power runes. He got that tower, not the last hit, but it frees up the space. Now he's invading your side of the map. It's his classic Gaimin gameplay through the mid, and he's going to be omega fat if no one comes here and stops this. Your one rotation play is to bring the Gyro into this fight and just try and all in this beast with the overwhelming magic damage. Is doable here. The other play is the Rolling Thunder. But with the Rolling Thunder on cooldown, your options are limited to kick Quinn out of this part of the map right now.
Trying to go after Ace here. Ace is not that far away from his support. Skeeter's going to lay a lot of damage onto him, though, with the secondary strikes of his ultimate almost finishing off Ace, but a magic wand keeps him alive for now, and now the Vanguard's beginning to kick in. The Croaker, it hits him, but it escaped back. That'll protect him with the last bit of damage. He will survive. Gaimin Gladiators start backing away.
They're roaring.
I can't believe that Falcons is still trying to chase this.
I'm surprised Gaimin didn't try and turn. Arcane Rune Beast with Roar coming back up. You have some decent spells behind him. It's just base for the Razor. But man, Vanguard Bristle too tanky in that early game. And those are the kind of kills when you miss it with Gyro and you commit all that time, feels real bad.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, this is 4-point Rocket Barrage Gyrocopter. He's not maxing flak or anything. He wants to be involved in the fight. Wants to be able to contribute to the early kills here. I think it's also a huge fact that mid tower went down. You're limiting the Gyro's ability to TP mid for these Power Rune fights. Skeeter can't join this kind of play. That hurts Falcons a lot in this early game.
Sure.
As Power Rune is going to get 50-50'd here. And Quinn loses it, and maybe the best rune so far are Haste Rune at the 10-minute mark. Quinn very sad and salty about that.
Let's see what
It's my favorite ice cream flavor.
What?
Sad and salty.
I don't remember that being one of the 32 flavors, but
You should ask. They bring it out special if you look really depressed.
I see. That's every day for you.
No, just every Wednesday, Thursday,
A day,
Friday,
why?
plus the weekends.
Oh, okay, I see.
Sometimes Monday.
Jump after Malady here.
Tuesdays are good though.
Tuesdays are a good day. Trying to bump. Malady hugging the side here, hoping that it'll get bumped down to the low ground, but Snake King's waiting there. Should be able to collect on the kill. And will indeed.
Quinn's gonna have to do some heavy lifting in this game because there's not much else going on for Gaimin right now, and it is Falcon's turn to push in this mid lane. They're gonna get this tower with the wards. Looks like for free.
Yeah, Quinn's gonna pop out of the jungle. He didn't really want to be interrupted here. Because I appreciate it. I think he has this idea that if he gets his Aghanims fast enough, it's a free Tormentor fight.
Falcon's really not going to defend this ward push. They're bringing the Viper over. It's just so slow.
I mean, no Rolling Thunder, it's a little hard to force it. Tofu not quite getting caught by the Viper, rotating in from behind. A good ice path for Malady helps cover their retreat. They will finally take this tower. It is a bit delayed, though, so Gaimin Gladiators will at least get a bit off the side lanes because of the extra time from Falcons in mid.
Yeah, it took the Viper coming over, but well worth it here. As Crick gets a deny on their mid tier 1 and the last hit on the enemy tier 1.
He's rich.
This Shaman doing God's work out here.
He's going to rush the Blink Dagger.
And Diffusal already done for the Pango, so feels like Falcons are getting a little bit more out of these early game trades. As your Razor and Bristle are a little behind. Not too much. Of course, you still have the strong Beastmaster. If Quinn goes down at all, though, in the next few minutes here, this game will snowball a lot. He needs to not die, needs to get to this Ags, and Gaimin need to take a fight with it. That's their entryway into this game.
I am curious, like the way Ace plays this Bristleback, it looks like an Amar Bristleback. The way that he is playing so much for just farming up, I'm surprised he doesn't go the Seeing Red facet. Go for the Aghanim set. Watson. He'll be slowed down by the inhibit, but TP rotations are coming in. In fact, Maureen may have to leave Crit behind here. Crit TP's out, and the supports are a little bit afraid of going out there. So,
Surprised Gaimin are rotating heroes up here. Even if Watson gets going on this part of the map that's just dead for you. They're gonna look for the D-Ward. They do get the D-Ward. It's pretty nice.
I feel like normally Watson would want to be in this lane. But the Bristleback is taking up all this space right now. Will be ganked by 3. So Falcons, it was a nice little feint. Maureen gets a reaction at top, immediately goes for the kill at bottom, knowing the Gaimin Gladiators can counter-rotate. Maybe even get into the triangle. That would be a sick move.
Oh, look at this Ancient stack. God, brought down really low, but Quinn felt like he had to go to base. If somebody walks in here for Falcons right now, you have Gyro Pango.
That's kind of looking like...
Oh, boy, that's juicy. Yeah, Skeeter, he's heading over.
Oh, yeah. They're going to take this. Quinn's going to come back in with not quite full resources.
Gotta clear through this quick.
Maureen already pulling some of them into Skeeter. Ice Path, it's going to lead out. Microfire goes and hits a decent amount of damage on a Skeeter here. Hit the Rolling Thunder to follow it up. Ace, he needs to be able to close this distance. Got the wheel in front of him. Skeeter's going to be taunted by that one, and now the following slows. I mean, Snake King can try and bail him out, but there's just too many. You can Aphotic Shield to cleanse off some of it, but Ace being close by just means the slows would continue.
Do get the Wisdom Shrine crit with a nice heal. Didn't drop wards for that, and you didn't have Viper for that fight, so you're missing a lot of firepower as Gaimin secure the stack, get a little bonus out of it on this gyro. He was tanky, man. It took every ult they had. Awkward position on that ramp, but the big boon here is you're going to get this Beastmaster Dags without a single death in this game. That's huge. Now you can put a lot of pressure on Tormentor Roshan.
Yeah, 20 seconds till the Tormentor, so this timing is lining up pretty nicely.
The downside for Gaimin is you're going to have to push in his bottom quarter of the map, which has been very tough with how strong this gyrocopter is in this game.
Yeah, Falcons are much better positioned to be able to take the Tormentor, that's for sure. A safe lane tower to be able to play off of.
And that kind of fight is the fight the Viper can join. The advantage of them going into your outpost there is Omar cannot get to that exchange. You go into Falcon's side of the map, you go into their tower, this Viper's going to TP, and he's going to have a free fight.
I mean, we did talk about this before. Gaimin Gladiators seem to give up the Tormentor more than any other team.
This was a tough one to get from their position, though. Yeah, even with the Beastmaster Eggs. Feels bad, though, as Shard to Snake. Not the most...
And look at this scan. They immediately are like, all right, Gaimin Gladiators, they've done this before. They've gone for Roshan when the enemy team takes Tormentor, and they are positioned there, yes, but they're not doing they're doing the Roshan, rather.
They want ATF. A little sneaky play from
they'll
the
definitely
trees.
have him here, unless he can get a Sick Force Staff. Not in time. Again, layering stun after stun. They kind of throw everything they have at a core when they find him, just because they're so naturally tanky. Viper and Gyrocopter.
I don't think you do Roche fast enough to want to force this here, though.
No, probably not.
Well, it's making steal, though. Rune in front of you, though. That's pretty BM.
Rain chasing after Tofu. And the whoopee cushion will only take you so far here. Escape Pact, he'll just keep getting hit by the Rolling Thunder. And now the response is going to be Watson showing up and chasing after Snake King, but you don't really want to go down that cliff area. That's quite dangerous, especially with Maureen already chunking down half your HP. Quinn says goodbye to Watson. A mixed signal there from Gaimin Gladiators. Watson wanted to go in. Quinn clearly did not.
That's the kind of...
And Ace is nowhere to be found.
miscalculation that has held them back this entire season. Like, these bad deaths you give up when you're unsure if you're taking the fight or not, if you're just poking someone where the limit of that is, between the three cores, it has not all been aligned. And it costs you so much in these close games. I mean, if you want to link the guy and just back up, sure, but you just go a little too far. You don't have the team fight backup here, and you just get inhibited and killed. And now all of a sudden, it's just a lead being built for Falcons. They have Roche control. They're going to threaten it with this early drum on the Abaddon plus the Rost awards. They can absolutely do it here. Already Blink done for the Shaman. These supports are ahead on the side of Falcons. That's where they like to be.
I can't help but feeling like Gaimin Gladiators have these heroes and they're not being utilized for their strengths. Right? We haven't really gotten an early fight with the Bristleback so much. And like him putting himself on the front lines and getting those goose stacks in. We haven't seen the Razor be a part of kills outside the laning phase. He's just been hitting neutrals. If you want to just hit neutrals, feel like there's...
Should have picked Sven.
Should have... Maybe. Maybe you should have. Maybe you should have.
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see him play that here over a long time.
And so Falcons are going to get a Roche uncontested, it seems.
They got Tormentor, Enemy Wisdom Shrine at 14, and a Roshan against a 15-minute Beastmaster X. That feels damn good for them.
It certainly does. Skeeter will pick up the Aegis, and he is well on his way to his Aghanim Scepter. An extra pickup, Malady.
More freebies.
They're all over the map.
You have an amp damage on Quinn right now in his bottle. Blink, Ags, amp damage, Beast. Still the top net worth in this game. He's going to look at Snake King, but this is not the easiest guy to kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, no sense in roaring him. He would just pop his ultimate and run away.
Snake King has been really annoying around this mid lane. He is constantly pulling and killing it, and he knows no one wants to commit on him. At the same time, you're getting mid lane inconsistently with a 5-position melee hero. That is so much map control and information. It's so much freedom for the rest of your team. This is gotta go punished at some point. Like, Gaimin cannot allow him to keep doing this for the entirety. There's no way.
And Falcons are going to take that tier 2 top.
It's gonna get another mid-wave. Like, there's no way you should be happy with this exchange.
Yeah, the Gaimin Gladiators are maybe a bit spread out and getting farm all over this bottom to right-hand quadrant, but it's not worth the same.
I mean, Quinn knows this is illegal.
Yeah, it's like, we got to stop this guy at some point. This is getting ridiculous. They're going to roar him after his ult here. Quinn just wants to keep the drum stacks going.
Yeah, that had to be done.
But he already got 3 or 4 lanes.
Oh, he got way more than he should have here. He's rich. He's out farming the Razor for this period.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal. They're going to smoke it up still. Still have this amp damage for a little bit. Can still make plays with this beast even without the man. But you're not going to find anybody if you're too late to the party. Your tier 2 is already dead. Falcons are out. And they're going to smoke with this Aegis. They have the Blink Daggers available on the Pango and the Shaman, so easy initiations to set up damage with the other 2 cores. They'll jump pretty much anything here.
It would be a pretty ideal. They ran into Watson's Razor, who's trying to clear out this ancient camp. And will be caught by crit. The Blink Dagger enforced, followed by the Rolling Thunder. Pretty simple and easy kill for them. And that's going to be a problem. He's working towards BKB. That will not solve the issue. TP away from Malady is not going to make it either. Falcons, I mean, they're building a bit of a net worth, but it just feels like it's only 1 or 2K, but it feels like they're like 10K ahead. It feels like Gaimin Gladiators can't fight back at all.
I need BKB on the Razor to get him involved. That is going to take so long. I would not be surprised if Falcons try and force an early high ground here. Split the Wisdom Shrines, but you have these Shaman Wards. You know, really farm Gyro who can just frontline flak hit the tower. Don't think it's that unreasonable. Surprised they didn't poke it at that tier 3 mid. I would have been really tempted to just drop there and force Gaimin back. Maybe they're still thinking about it. As Malrine looking for the catch on Quinn.
Spots the boar. Quinn TP's out of the first sight of danger. Okay, no Malrine in mid lane. So Ace immediately tries to catch some heroes here, but Falcons, they'll be able to group back up pretty quickly. Malrine went for that kill at bottom, immediately TP mid, just ran down the lane. So Falcons back to 5-manning for the last minute of the Aegis.
Didn't build a massive lead with this, but they got a lot of map control. And their support's got a lot.
Bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
As Snake continues to just play in their face, they do not want to commit heroes to bring this 5 Abaddon down. He's getting a lot of information. Another tower. Last outer tower down by 22 minutes. It's a lot of team gold. And you're looking at where this Razor's sitting, man. You got to be worried about Watson having impact in this game.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, this hero is just not going to be the fastest neutral farmer. It helps if you're willing to use Eye of the Storm off cooldown, but when he was first pushed out of lane in the first place, he was level 5, so it was painfully slow. And also, he's not using Eye of the Storm off cooldown. So, again, that feels like mixed messages there. Are you keeping up the Eye of the Storm to be able to fight? But it seems like Ace and Quinn have made a call to just like farm and dodge fights for this Aegis. So, which one is it?
It's going to be BKB using Go Fight. BKB done for Razor, BKB done for Beastmaster. Time to go. Time to get something done in this game and try and recover the Razor net worth. He cannot be the first one in the fight, though. It has to be the Beast and Bristle going in.
Yeah, ideally you get the Viper Strike to be used on anybody else. And then the Razor can be free to run around with his BKB, sucking damage away from the gyrocopter and put the minus
Making
armor
gonna
on.
break this play again, man.
He is. Quinn, he blinks over on him. Viper Strike is going to be used. Ice Path thrown out. Macropire on the staircase. And the supports have been isolated from the cores. Got a little bit too aggressive with it. Rolling Thunder's going to be used on. They're really grouped up. Mallory's going to get some good hits in with a Gyrocopter as well. And look at Watson taking so much damage. What a beautiful Ice Path, though, from Malady. Holding back Skeeter, who's almost dead. They'll finally finish him off. They get that kill. It comes at a hefty cost, though. 3 dead on the side of Gaimin Gladiators. 4 soon as Quinn. That TP will not make it.
Mallory destroyed him in that choke point. And the fact the wheel missed the Abaddon cost them so much there. You throw that ult on a solo 5 and it doesn't even land. Imagine you had that on that choke point that Falcons got stuck in on that ice path.
Yeah, Malady was hitting the spells on the staircase.
Yeah, Malady was owning this fight. It's a pretty good start. You bait out the Shaman jump, Crit just instantly dies. You save the beast. You get to hold a lot of the spells here. This ice path hits 3 while you roar this Pango, but he does not die.
Yeah, Watson went to a third of his HP before he could get off the BKB.
Not enough DPS coming out. And we're starting to see this liability of a Razor not being able to do enough of the fight to push it over the edge.
Again, snaking. Pushed out aggressively, trying to clean up waves. Gaimin Gladiators will try and stop him with 2 supports. They need a helping hand. Ace is coming across, but look at Amar. Sitting up in the high grounds, waiting for his opportunity. He's going to come down now. Viper Strike is ready to go. Hit by the Ice Path. Slowed down. Now he may be a target, but the Rolling Thunder again hits on through. 2 heroes immediately, and Crit safely positioned in the back lines. The Shackle goes out. They after Rolling Thunder, and they do have a roar out onto. Ooh, nice Ice Path there as well. But Quinch just simply not doing enough damage. He can't seem to finish off the Viper. Maybe Skeeter? No, neither will die. Falcons will stand tall. 5 heroes up, and they're going to wipe Gaimin Gladiators. Man for man, they take them all down.
I mean, Snaking is just 1v5 in this game. We can talk about how the fights are going, but the way he has played the map and been so damn annoying, it feels like he's just gotten in Gaimin's head. And they have made the wrong call every time.
Yeah.
The times where they needed to gank him earlier and prevent this kind of thing, they didn't. They got him once mid. They traded a lot on the map for it, and this time they felt frustrated. They need to kick this to bad. Now you get baited into a bad team fight where your cores aren't all there at the same time. You're all going on different targets. You split the damage. Abaddon loves that kind of situation. The fact he already has Drum Solar Crest done. He's closing in on your Razor's net worth here. This guy got way too many waves for free in this game, and he's doing way too much in the fight.
Sick timing from Falcons. Elena barracks, and they can back up to do Tormentor as it's 27 minutes, so you know it's up. I mean, this has just been extremely efficient around the map. Falcons have played a lot grouped up, but all of the map moves that they've made have just all been hits after hits.
This definitely feels like one of those games where you wish you had the scene red, because this goo is not giving you that much for your other cores. Razor's a lot of magic damage. He's not a very physical-oriented hero. Where he does do physicals, you can combine Eye of the Storm with the goo and really amp the minus armor, sure.
Yeah.
But the beast is all magic damage. The supports are all magic damage. You go in with this bristle, you goo people up. So what? Some of it's getting dispelled. Some of these heroes are just breaking you and putting damage back into you anyway.
Yeah.
I have not felt Ace's impact despite him finding solid farm in this game. It's been tough. And the fact the Razor's down there hurts his game too, because that's the one guy he can put the minus armor out in the fight and set up for success. If the Razor doesn't deal enough damage, then none of these goo stacks really matter. Vlad's done now for this Abaddon.
28-minute power rune sneaks an arcane rune on Quinn. Blinks away before he can get tagged by damage. Next Roshan is coming up. Falcons are just going to play for that. No reason to leave this side of the map.
You have to fight this if you're Gaimin. You're just not going to have a stronger timing during that Aegis period. And a very high chance they go high ground rewards, you might just lose the game. You have Arcane Rune on this beast. Instead, you split up on the map. Quinch is going to show top and push. I mean, this is a wild lane push.
And immediately blink hexed. He'll die for it.
That just felt like frustration at the waves not getting out and nothing happening. But you have to play super disciplined there to take this Roche fight. You're just so far behind.
Yeah, now they've given up all the vision, and man down, there's no way they can contest.
That's going to have to be high ground defense. And it's a tough high ground defense when they can just drop the wards and start flat cannoning you down and just sit Abaddon behind the gyro and say, what are you going to do about it? We have sustain, we have lifesteal, we have a shield. If you decided to go in and try and roar all in this guy, I mean, pretty tough to flank the fight. If you flank the fight as Gaimin, you can jump a Viper or a Pango is your best target if you can find Maureen, but you're still having to deal with the shield save. This looks really tough. Timing here is just way too strong for Falcons. They have a lot of HP to work with. And the damage just comes super easy.
It will have to be an immense high ground hold for Gaimin Gladiators. Otherwise, this game is going to be closed down nice and quick. Falcons already 1 lane of barracks up and 15,000 net worth ahead. Pressure is on. So many extra lives on Skeeter. And with the banner protecting the creep wave, Gaimin Gladiators are giving this one up. So it's down just to mid.
He's finding a full satanic right now.
And they've got no other items coming in on Gaimin Gladiators. You're not close enough to Lotus or the Manta on Watson, so you'll have to fight as is. Oh, Lotus actually is done on Ace. Never mind.
You gotta go now. This is not getting better for you.
Oh, he broke apart his Vanguard to be able to finish off the Lotus. That's why. They don't jump in soon. It's gonna be Megas. Ace trying to put himself on the front lines with his Lotus. He's being ignored. They're just hitting the buildings. Gaimin Gladiators, it's time to go. Watson, he starts going in. Got the Rolling Thunder out of Maureen. Trying to back away. Watson really didn't want to have to use BKB, but he will, and he still won't be able to do anything with it. He chases vainly after the Pango. It's already done. They've lost Megas. It's 31 minutes in. Unless you plan on fighting against the Megas for the next 40 minutes. Gaimin Gladiators trying to get a wheel out. Doing it to get a really good one. Getting so many heroes, they might actually be able to hold this for now as Falcons will be losing some heroes for this fight. Skeeter trying to hold on with the satanic. Flat cannon shots are wiping out Gaimin Gladiators, and he will live through the damage. Malady almost getting taken down by the Ether Shock. Instead, it's going to be Watson. Hexed up, not even needing the shackles. A triple kill for Skeeter. The rest of Gaimin Gladiators hiding in their fountain.
Yeah, dominating.
This game is over.
Dominating affair for Falcons here. They just controlled that game through and through. There's a little snowball action happening mid with this beast, and then just nothing. No objectives with that Axe timing. The cores never combined.
Huck? Avery? Ugh. Is Gaimin Gladiators just trying to get a week vacation? What's going on?
I do not like it.
Me neither.
I'd make it go away.
Well, do you like the Lion?
I love Lion.
Yeah? Are you more of a fister or are you a drainer?
Oh, I'm a fister. Been a fister for a long time, Austin.
Wow.
I am a big fan of the mid Lion with the Fist of Death. You get punching real hard. You get in those 1K damage dealing zones with a 20 stacks. Oh, that is what Dota's made for. I hope they make that more legit so we can see it in pro games. My recommendation is lower the cooldown of Finger of Death to 60 seconds.
My recommendation to Valve for the next patch is to take that moan that Avery just did and use it as the sound effect for whenever you
for
punch
Finger
somebody.
of Death.
For Finger of Death.
Yeah,
well, I was thinking more of like the fist when he punches somebody, but
like he walks up and
every single time he goes,
You know, we did have a bet. Well, we had a pseudo bet last season.
Yeah.
As we talked amongst the casters of how loud you could sexually moan in an actual Dota game.
I can't believe
before production muted one of our mics.
Up right now.
So Shannon, also known as Suns fan, thought you could go for like 5 to 8 minutes, I think. I'm the believer that you could at least get past 10.
No way.
Yeah, I think so.
If
you started
said
real low.
nothing else-
You started real low. You know, you got to start it at the baseline of just
Right,
like
the elementary
Yeah, you know,
style
oh.
game where you.
that was a nice hit. And then you ramp it up to the ultra late.
Okay, you're still disguising it with other things that you're saying
at the start, and then you do not disguise.
Well, thank you for.
Anyway, we should play that sometime, Austin. As it's all on the line here, elimination in DreamLeague Season 26 for these two top dogs, finding themselves at the bottom of the pit. Only one will emerge, and only one team has support puck. So I know who I'm gonna bet on.
Yeah. Well, okay. Can we seriously evaluate the support puck for just like 30 seconds?
It has been played before in Dota's history.
Yeah, it has. It's been a while.
Doesn't have the worst support kit. The issue is the base stats are kind of bad. You don't have a lot of natural armor. You're low base damage. Your spells can be a little expensive as a support. You generally rely on that second, third item to become unkillable. Otherwise, you're just very easily killable. You also really rely on getting a lot of experience in the game because you need more points in your spells to get to that point where you're unkillable. He's a really good power rune user, but you lack that when you're a support. And your lane pressure is just not that great. You don't combo with anything. You don't have early lockdown because your lockdown's built into the ultimate that you don't get till ultra late because you're not getting that solo XP. Otherwise, he's cooking. And the biggest upside, of course, the biggest upside is you get the flex. You get that flex monkey into mid.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this is not a mid lane monkey wins.
I mean, you can win this matchup. As monkey. We've seen it before. We've seen monkeys kill Nature's Prophet.
This used to be a matchup that was 100% monkey favored, and it swung a lot with the stupid treant.
That goddamn treant.
I mean, that's gone next patch for sure.
You say that.
No, it is.
Valve's pretty stubborn.
No, there's certain things that they're clearly just going to be gone, and it's not even a measure of how balanced they are. It's just a measure of how much everybody hates it.
Okay.
And if there's one thing Valve listens to, it's hate.
That is true. They are pretty good at that. Shield crash, double slam on 2, big shield, and they'll turn and kill Malady instead. Malady throw out one last dagger, hoping that Watson get the cleanup kill, and he is fast. He hits him with the orb. He's going to be pretty slow. A swashbuckle that doesn't go too far, but he's got another shield crash. Is Amar going to be able to kill him here? They man up for the fight, and Amar, he will win it. It's a double kill for Crit.
Wave goodbye. The stats prevail, and then he dies.
He's just going to, he's going to give up his life.
Die here. I'm surprised he didn't run into the tower, though.
I think he thought he wouldn't make it in time, so he was like, better to get a couple of CS.
That's definitely not worth that exchange, but overall, lane phase starting off pretty hot for Falcons, and I don't know, this looks like a pretty solid Ursa game. If he gets fat, I can definitely see them just outscaling Gaimin here. Unless his puck goes ham.
You don't think the support puck is enough to stop him?
No, I don't.
Especially if you're playing a melee support puck. It just walks into the bear with no orb to jaunt to.
I mean, puck is not good for Ursa in general.
No.
The only good interaction is you can silence him. That's it. Everything else, he just ults and walks out and doesn't care about anything. It's not that great. It's also a basher buyer. He's an instant bash buyer. You can just jump these mid spellcasters a lot of time and kill them.
Yeah.
Like, it's better than most carries.
His puck has only secured 1 CS. He has thrown a couple of orbs in order to get the last hit on the range creeps and has failed multiple times. So it's not going well.
This is not
in the
a
lane.
good level 1 nuke.
The execution is not working for you.
It's a 75 damage spell for 90 mana. This is not...
the spell casting is not on point.
Yeah, what is going on?
Nothing is working out
360, no orb.
I mean, theoretically, the idea being he orb snaking in this harass battle, and then he jaunts to his orb, dodging 2 of the hits, so he wins the harass battle.
If you phase shift his liquid fire / liquid frost attack, sure. But let's be real. The entire idea here is you don't have the puck mid in this game, and you get a mid monkey and a carry back. I feel like the entire value of this switch up was your cores have to carry this game.
Well, we'll see if Quinn is able to do that. He is doing fine, 28, 29, and 6.
Yeah, it's an even lane. It's just, you don't crush this guy. And I think getting this monkey mid where he doesn't crush somebody, is it enough?
Whip on 2. Watson, not sure who to go after here. Amar or Crit. And he'll choose Amar. Spike on 2. but will not save him. Amar is just so slow. Maybe the shield crash actually does swashbuckle a little bit farther away.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And he's making Watson work for it, but he will eventually die. As he finally goes down. What were you looking at?
No, nothing.
You seeing ghosts out here?
Ghosts of Gaimin's past coming back to haunt him.
The poor decisions they made in the draft, perhaps?
I wouldn't say they're poor. They're just, it's high risk, high reward, you know?
All right, well, the biggest thing about the Monkey King, really good at securing the Wisdom Shrine at 7 minutes, so that better pay off.
It's got a shield rune on top of it. Monkey is crazy strong. He's gonna run right into Crit. Crit wants none of that.
Nope. Crit's gonna start backing away.
Dear God, save me.
I don't think there's any. Oh, he got daggered too. There's no saving him. And here comes Quinn. How do you stop this?
Well, now you're definitely not stopping it. Jingu Shield Rune Monkey.
They're getting double Wisdom Shrines then.
This is classic mid-monkey gameplay.
It is. This
is where that Furion does suffer in this matchup. You do fine in the lane, but you can't fight this monkey on the early objectives. You have no spells to contribute. Wrath of Nature is available. It gets thrown out here.
Wrath of Nature, is it going to hit onto bottom lane? It does. Big damage, and there goes the Abaddon.
Didn't see that coming at all.
Malady with the strongman's potion, but Malrine joins in on this play. Escape back disjoints one of the hits. Another one.
Has a mirror.
Coming in soon. I don't think TP would... Oh, they lost sight of him because his nighttime vision. Yikes.
That should have been a 2-for-1 for Malrine. Instead, have to settle for that Abaddon kill with the ult assist. Straight back into farming for him. Pulled mid-wave, so he didn't lose too much. Pretty nice treant gameplay.
Yep, and Snake King takes over the lane as well. But what about the power room? You put in a support mid, you're kind of leaving that uncontested. It's going to be bottom. Ooh, actually, Crit's going to be there. So he'll collect the Arcane Rune.
If you can park supports mid and have them get XP here without getting dove or the monkey getting anything, you're really happy as Falcons. And then just play this Furion to react. Makes the map more difficult for Quinn to play. But XP advantage going Gaimin's way, net worth advantage also ticking their way. Still favored the Falcons a little bit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Crit and Snake King trying to go after this Monkey King with enough disables and the Wrath of Nature and Skeeter coming in from behind. They certainly had a lot of options.
That's a really big death. You do not want Quinn going down in this early game when he's the strongest hero on the map. It's another Wrath of Nature that secures a big core kill. This Furion's heating up right now. He's going to start taking your towers if you give up these big kills and you can lay into him.
I thought you were going to say because he's the biggest tilter. Because he's got a support puck on his team.
No, Quinn doesn't tilt because of bad picks.
Why, you tested that?
Quinn tilts because he doesn't like you as a human. Very different. Now, you might also happen to pick a hero he doesn't approve of. But that's not the sole reason.
Maybe not a real hero. Three-man smoke up. Tofu, Malady, and Quinn. They push in the mid lane and head towards top.
They want Skeeter into tier 1. That's the biggest thing they can get off this play.
It is going to be a level 6 Skeeter, though. Not the easiest kill. He's already made a big hop away. The pump trying to catch up, but he doesn't have level 6, so no stun.
Bad.
Well, maybe they skip step 1 and go straight to step 2, take the tower.
Yeah, you have to hit here. You have to do something. But at the same time, you're going to give Malrine a lot of space. He just walks into an amp damage rune in the river, has another ulti up. Felt like he gave up more than you're going to get out of this play. At least the monkey gets back here pretty quickly, but the treant forced to glyph.
They better be careful top lane with this amp damage. I don't know if they're aware that there's an amp damage Furion.
Yeah, they saw it.
But they're about to be made aware.
I'm surprised they're still up here like this.
Committed to finishing the tower. They're definitely going to get punished, but they can get the tower. Can Ace get out? They don't get the last hit. And Malady is going to be left behind while Ace, he makes a run for it. TP's out. Crit, not able to get the disable. So,
did lose his courier. Still a successful move for Falcons. More action Maureen is involved in as he continues to shoot up this chart. Space for Watson, however. The Abaddon. Free throwing bottom.
I feel like that's not bad for Gaimin Gladiators.
That's not the worst
outcome.
support. Definitely not the worst.
Tofu stacking, and meanwhile has a little triple stack in the triangle.
Yeah, this is a very even game. A lot of stacks up for Gaimin. Stacks up on that triangle for Falcons as well. And a lot of heroes that can clear through these. And we have the Coil online, Austin. He's a real hero now.
Yep, and with the support duo, it's Coil and to tame the beast, to snap the coil perhaps.
Oh,
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Failing that, it's Coil into Wukong's command.
Coil, Wukong, whip him out of the coil. They get stunned. Throw the wheel. They walk into the wheel because they're afraid of the support puck. Get silenced after the wheel's done. You box the puck so he can't do more self-damage to your team. You go next. That's a combo if I've ever seen one.
Does sound like a sick combo. 12-minute power rune.
Oh!
Nabbed by Tofu, and there's the coil put to use. Immediately snaking. He will fall, and lots of pressure on mid. Gaimin Gladiators surrounding that area. Let's see if they take the mid tower.
Snaking just got boomed.
He got for sure.
He did not expect the support puck coil on the rune.
Maureen again with the tree and pull. That'll delay the push onto the tower.
So annoying. Who's going to clear all these stacks for Gaimin, though? Is it just going to go to Ace? Another Bristle, you just accelerate. And I guess no one else can take it, so yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Still waiting on that Finger of Death kill.
You're going to be waiting, because this level 1 spell is trash. It's straight trash.
Yeah, but he's got a Blink Dagger soon, so.
You know, Finger of Death is the spell you find in the dumpster behind Wendy's. When you're scavenging there late at night with your raccoon pals. You find a couple burgers half-eaten, some leftover fries, and then you find Finger of Death in a brown paper bag. And you go, what's this garbage? And you throw it back.
Go back to eating stale fries. Watson, his ult goes off right as the Wrath of Nature came in, so that was rather nice for him. An extra bit of bump and heal. Big difference between game 1 and game 2 is that Watson's still able to play in his lane. Hasn't lost his towers yet. Falcons have been playing a bit more of a slower farming game this time around, knowing that it's hard to pressure a safe lane about.
The blink is done for crit, though. He actually had a really good early game here, 4-1. Found a lot of farm. Gaimin might not expect this jump, and they can commit in with the Rolling Thunder on top of it, but Quinn did finish his defusal.
Tofu, he's going to try and fight for that Wisdom Shrine. It is going to bait in heroes for Quinn to be able to get off a Wukong's command. Looks like they got the wheel onto Amar, so Amar going to be blown up inside of it, and the Shrine will be successfully taken once again by Gaimin Gladiators.
Sacrificial move from Tofu that pays off this Monkey King. So hard to fight early if you're not going directly on him with some control. And now Gaimin are taking a significant lead here. You shut down this Pango, his defusal is getting delayed. You've won the Wisdom Shrine battles. You're going to get this tier 1 mid. Ace is just cleaning up waves while all that action's happening. The other Shrine gets pinged, maybe thinking, hey, Maureen, you want to go there? But he doesn't have teleport. Nothing you can do about it.
And Ace not going Vanguard this time around. Maybe he'll go back to it, but early Blade Mail for him.
Let's see if they can test this Ancient stack. You could definitely run the Bristle in here with the early Blade Mail. I don't think you're too afraid of the team fight. I mean, Rolling Thunder, a little scary. They're going to risk it. It's a bold move.
It's definitely going to get punished in some regard. Escape Act already going to be used, but he comes back out into the Rolling Thunder. And a Phonic Shield also put to use, but Quinn caught in the Sprout. He hit the boundary strike, but yeah, they got a bigger one than just the Bristleback. They may still be able to find the Bristleback. Ace trying to dodge the damage from that Swashbuckle, breaks through the trees. Nice stun from Crit. A 2-man stun off his Blink Dagger, and a Maelstrom proc will finish him off. Double kill for Maureen, and now the teleport in for more. Going after Watson. They know they have to turn and fight. There's no escaping from Falcons, but it seems like they may not have the damage to beat down Maureen. Maybe they do. Watson gets one. Now he turns the attention onto Amar. Amar battling against Tofu. Crit waiting for an opportunity to jump in, is out of mana.
Needs wand charges.
He needs wand charges, he needs mana, he can't help out Amar. Watson will win the man fight, killing Maureen and Amar. A very good turn for Gaimin Gladiators, because that initial fight looked terrible.
Downside of no mana drain, that long fight's rough for Crypt, but he still did some work there. And again, the fight is nice because you take that Monkey King down first. Gaimin are able to get the long trade with the puck coming in, salvaging the situation with a big coil. And now that Radiance is done. This Abaddon's a big problem. The Dispels are really obnoxious for Falcon supports to deal with here. Particularly Jakiro. So much of Snake King's damage goes down the drain if these aphotic shields go off on time. Your line initiation can get rebuked very easily.
What's this Ursa going to do? He's battling up against so many saves and heroes that are more difficult to bring down than your average core.
I still think it's a fine Ursa game, particularly if he gets to like Abyssal Nullifier territory later on.
Yeah.
He's just going to have to farm for now, though. His early game is pretty slow.
I think his mid game is really rough.
Yeah, that part is going to be the difficult part.
You can't kill the supports. They have their own saving mechanisms. The Bristleback's going to kite you around. You can't go after the Abaddon successfully. And the best you could hope is maybe burst the Monkey King at some point before he can get off Wukong's command.
I mean, this Ursa is jumping in tandem with the line. That's kind of the job here.
For sure.
I like how Skeeter just walks by. I didn't see nothing. Is he thinking about Roche? This is earlier than I would have thought. He definitely can do it, but this is absolutely contestable if Gaimin sniff it out. One orb could ruin your day. Oh, they're going to get it here.
They've got it.
Big move. Getting it without even the blink on the Ursa.
They may still be caught on the way out just because Tofu's nearby. Does Tofu try and brave the area? He drops a ward. He spots some heroes. He's going to get a coil. Only onto one. He gets hexed up. Quinn's going to jump in after Crit, try and blow him up. The Finger of Death did get used and will successfully get the kill onto Tofu. But with the Aegis and the Rolling Thunder still hitting Quinn, who is put into the escape back for now. Photic Shield helps him out. Amar gets the low ground with the swashbuckle. Whips and killed. He'll be run down. So will Snake King. Falcons, despite the extra life, are simply just not strong enough to fight into this Radiance or this Diffusal Blade.
Watson's king of this game right now. Every time he shows up, Falcons have to fail. They do not have the damage to this Abaddon or the shields going on to the other two cores. Might even get the rundown here.
Yeah, all Quinn has to do is hold his Boundless Strike until somebody gets close enough for a stun. Okay, he read the situation successfully.
And a math.
At the damage.
Too powerful. So much for your Aegis.
Barely broke a sweat.
And that breaks his Blink Dagger from the Ursa. He was just about to pick it up. That'll be delayed.
This game
minute
is...
or two now.
I don't even know if I'd call that an Aegis power play. That was a
Dire's middle tower is
Aegis whimper play.
Could be better, but...
Right, Austin?
is under attack.
Don't poke me to make me laugh. That's cheating.
They don't know that, though.
Tier 2. This should be free for Gaimin Gladiators. Falcons just simply can't fight them right now. I don't know when they can fight them.
This does feel like a reverse of last game where when Gaimin group up, Falcons don't have an answer. And last time was when Falcons grouped up, Gaimin didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
They're just getting out-tempoed right now.
I do think Falcons' lineup is built more for a situation like this, though.
Especially with the Furion,
yeah. Like, they should be able to scale much better.
But this Furion's not that farmed, to be honest.
No, he's not.
Like, he's behind net worth of the Monkey. Yeah, there's a lot of extra gold going to Quinn, but generally this Furion is supposed to just vacuum up the map. He's behind in levels, too. Valorant's game slowed down a lot. He needs a good fight.
It's about to slow down even more.
Oh, man, what a find. That is huge. It's going to blow this game open now. Furion off the map for 45 seconds. You can do so much right here.
Get all the lanes pushed in. There's still 2 tier 2s remaining.
Blink Dagger available for Tofu. He's eyeing up big coil here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is not a free kill. Tofu is not going to be alone. He hasn't been alone in any of these situations. He's willing to bait himself out, whether it means that Falcons all in him and Gaimin Gladiators get to respond, or there's the saves. Escape Act, Aphotic Shield, both available. And a third Wisdom Shrine going to Gaimin Gladiators. Definitely see the MO here. I feel like the last couple of weeks, it feels like there is a heavy focus on snowballing through experience off of shrines.
Counts for so much, and you create that massive differential. This Lion's still stuck on level 1 finger. I mean, it's just not a spell. And you're already level 2 ults on both your supports.
In the analogy of the Wendy's dumpster dive,
yes.
What's the difference between a level 1 finger and a level 2 finger?
The level 2 finger has slightly less mold on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Level 3 finger is
trash.
like a nicer packaging, but then you look inside and you're still disappointed.
The level 3 finger is the toy that came with the meal.
Oh.
It's fun and usable, but kind of still low quality.
Falls apart pretty quick, much like Malreen's health pool when any core of Gaimin Gladiator gets close.
This feels like a draft Falcons overcooked. Too much single target. They can't take a team fight. Only the Furion is getting the lanes out, so there's not enough opportunity to split Gaimin up and get this pick off with the Lion. If you can't team fight and you can't pick people off, you're probably just getting outmaneuvered and outfarmed. So you got to do one of those two things right now if you're Falcons.
Funny enough, I feel like they have a Pango who is not answered. Like last game, they had Pango and it was answered by a Beastmaster. Theoretically, those team fights are harder than these ones.
I think that sums this entire game up. You run into the Abaddon, you have to instantly bail with everybody.
Yeah, that's probably true.
How disappointing.
You can't run into the two side lane cores. Can't go into the Abaddon. Probably can't go into the Bristleback.
Also, the Pango's game was the slowest of everybody, so he just didn't have a super fast game. Didn't snowball through the fights. He's not doing enough damage where he can go in the fight and be a real threat versus the sustain. It's a decent amount of sustain. This Abaddon plus Jingu, tanky Bristleback, Ringmaster save. Puck's going to phase shift some of the damage. Not that easy to put damage out here if you're Amar.
I will say something about it. I never like Falcons playing Pango in the offlane. Mid Pango, Malreen Pango, I'm okay with. I don't know, something about it. Maybe it's like the mid Beastmaster for Quinn. Like something just doesn't fit their structure, the way they tend to play.
Tofu finding Malreen. Backup is far away though.
He does have coil. He can draw. Oh, he underestimated that little bit. Quinn will be able to stop the teleport. Can he get the kill before the actual teleport spell? Malreen trying to get out of the Wukong's command will not be able to make it.
They got Ace mid too though.
Okay.
Finger of Death Charge. Bringing him down as Gaimin finally split up on the map and Falcons take advantage of it.
They got him with just the two supports. Okay, Amar had to deal the killing blow, but 90% of that was actually the supports.
I wouldn't say 90.
Go ahead, count out the damage.
It's like 75%.
I'm sorry, 1,048 damage from the Jakiro, 653 from the Lion. That makes 1,700 damage, and Amar did 184.
Oh, there's three.
That's pretty much 90% on the book.
From the Dire. I'm pretty sure 1,600 out of 2,600 is not 90% Austin.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure 184 definitely ain't 10%. It's less than 10%. They just have to run from Watson. Quickly, a fighting shields off the inhibit. They'll catch Snake King. Watson, item build-wise, he has Manta going on Basher.
Malreen is TPing on a ward, instant dewarding it, but got caught anyway. Instant TP from Quinn. Super fast.
He has Malreen's number this game.
Yeah, and if the split push gets shut down, your pickoff game gets shut down. What are you left with here is Falcons looking for the puck.
See if they can get a... Oh, no, it's Tofu jumping first on a crit. Still hit him with the Rolling Thunder, though, and he won't be able to jump to the orb. Now, after Ace, no. I don't want to chase up that high ground.
I'm going to be honest, Austin. I forgot Skeeter was in this game. Like, I genuinely forgot there was an Ursa in this game. We haven't seen him the entire time. I don't think he's done anything. Not his fault, but...
Yeah, I mean, his score is fine. He's 2-1-1. He's only died that one time. Feels like there's not much he can do until he has BKB and probably Basher, though maybe they could fight with just the BKB.
Looking to.
It's already looking a little rough. Okay, missed the initiation, and now they get the jump onto the Ringmaster instead. Can they deal with Watson, though? They group up too much on Watson. Oh, Quinn is spotted here. They go after Malrine.
Man it up.
Get off the Wukong's command. Quinn trying to survive through it. The soldiers will manage to finish off the Furion. Quinn, he'll stay inside of Wukong's command as Skeeter had to use his BKB to retreat. Watson's still not going to let him go. Chasing him down all the way back to the base. And Ace heads straight up to the high ground, fearing absolutely nothing.
This Monkey King is just a beast in it. He has a couple staves behind him. That's all Quinn needs to just man up in all these positions. Level 20 already. 10, 2, and 6. I have a feeling we're not going to be seeing this hero in Game 3. At least not in the hands of Quinn. Made this game very difficult for Falcon's support duo with all the Wisdom Shrine steals. He's made it very difficult for the Furion to split push the map. Made it difficult for them to take the team fights.
Dire are scanning.
It's a bad monkey combination. Too tough to break.
Well, I guess now we're going to wait for another Roche. And Gaimin Gladiators, a chance at high ground with that, perhaps. A brawny gunpowder gauntlet. The Abaddon is so tanky. He's almost level 20 as well.
Radiant are scanning.
These two cores, indomitable this game.
Dire are scanning.
You put an Aegis on one of them, you can end this game for sure. Furion's not helping you. Man fight needs Hurricane Pike for sure. Probably needs another item at that. Another smoke
out is going to run into Watson. Is that a hero you want to run into? They're going to bring so many heroes to the pool that I think they can kill him here. But are they going to be able to kill him and get out? Because very soon, they're approaching. Watson blinks away, and they weren't able to keep chasing. Now they're going to be caught as they try and run away. Ace on one side, Quinn on the other. They go after Quinn, though. All in on this Monkey King. A save by the escape back, though. Skeeter is not able to put his single target damage onto him, and now will be kited to death.
Well, that sums up this game. You're all in the Abaddon. You don't kill him. And that's all she wrote. This lineup looked pathetic from Falcons.
Kind of did.
Structures are fortified.
Like, Falcons still got to many of their items that they were supposed to get to. Got to the BKB on the Ursa. They have Aghanim Scepter down for the Pango. But Malrine's game was non-existent. 3, 7, and 5.
They had a good start, too. They just didn't get enough aggressive action going. I think the support duo for Falcons really just felt muted. Like, Crit had a good start, and then they just did not find pickoffs. They didn't get the snowball action. I think Watson played a really good game, joining all the fights early, making sure these supports couldn't have an impact. And when you group up, this line is really bad in the head-on 5-on-5 when you have sustain heroes.
So you're saying the line looked really good until he hit level 6?
Yeah. This hero is not... He is objectively not a strong hero in the meta. His spells are just not as good as some of the other control heroes. He's very niche. He can do some things very well, but you have to take advantage of it. And the second the game starts to go bad, it really feels rough to play.
Illusion.
Well, Roche is going to make his way to the other side of the map. I imagine Gaimin Gladiators will do it soon. The support puck has worked out.
Oh, yeah. Looked pretty solid.
I don't know if there's anything that special that Tofu did in this game, but we'll get a victory unless Falcons do something.
I mean, honestly, the biggest thing for him was probably all the Wisdom Shrines.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, you can probably play any hero as a support in this meta if you get all the wisdom shards. Let's be real. Because the difference you're going to have versus the enemy supports is so big. There's not a lot of heroes where a level 8 versus a level 5 or that kind of area is not favorable spell power wise.
Can crit get the timing? Oh no, the crit flew over him. Did they not see him?
Radiant's
Okay, now they see him. He's not going to jump in.
fallen to the Radiant.
An uncontested Roshan.
See if Gaimin can end the game with this Aegis. Seems very likely.
Yeah, already 2 lanes barracks up. It's
You get the
it
Tormentor.
looks pretty easy, to be honest.
Tormentor with the Ursa gets the shard to the Lion. Crit online now. Crit also about to die.
Hit by the nullifier. He's not going. Oh, he's got a blink dagger.
Oh, he
Didn't
lives.
get any damage on him somehow.
The boy's a beast.
But how do you stop all of this? Bristleback, a Batten, a banner.
No one to kill the
They
banner.
can just drop Wukong's command and take megas. Rolling Thunder on in. Running after the puck. Not really landing anything here. Okay, the Ursa comes in from behind, goes after the Ringmaster. Quinn hits him with a boundless strike. Skeeter is just all in to kill these supports, and he's still getting away from him with the whoopee cushion. He finally falls, but now Skeeter has used his Enrage, his BKB. Crit's going to end up dying here. Falcons, you're just going to have to mass buyback.
That's all she wrote.
GG.
Man, I thought Falcons were going to be able to do a bit more around the map. They just could not take a team fight. And sometimes Dota's as simple as that. Lanes went a little too bad than everybody else.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, you think he came up with Big Tuna? That's an Office reference. Season 4, Austin.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Don Gliziano?
No.
30
Oh, Don
seconds to
Gliziano?
battle.
Yeah.
That is from Hellboy.
Welcome, everybody, to Game 3 of Gaimin Gladiators versus Falcons. Last game of the series, last game of DreamLeague for one of these two teams. What are the most important hero for each side here, Avery?
The battle begins.
Let me look at the draft. My knees are still in pain.
Okay, I'll give you a moment. Fighting over bounty runes, Maureen is... Maybe he lives, maybe he doesn't, but either way, this is a poor start for them as he will end up going down. They get first blood to Tofu, maybe Ace. Skeeter's going to try and chase him down with a dagger. Should be fine to do so. Ace is going to make it a little bit annoying. Gets the one more bit of damage on him. Tofu, meanwhile, he'll get the double.
Fancy.
The Treant really helping out there. Shout out to Watson and the micro on the Treant.
Did work in that exchange from the other side of the map. What are the important heroes here, Austin? I think
No, the most important hero for each side.
Slardar for
Okay.
Falcons. It's the PA damage enabler. It's the hero that's going to go in first. It's going to set up the fights, set up the damage, maybe catch this Furion around the map.
It's a lane that could swing pretty heavily one way or the other,
course.
right?
And for Gaimin, I think it's close between this mid Bristle and the Furion, but I'm gonna give it to the Furion. I think Watson has to step up here. I think even if Quinn has a really good game, if this Furion's just feeding around the map or he gets completely bamboozled in the fights by Slardar just chunking his face, then I don't think the Bristle carries this game alone.
You say Gaimin Gladiators, talking about them as a team and their systems they have employed. I would say Quinn is probably a guy who operates off of that. I'm just never that comfortable when they're rocking something new in the mid lane. I can't say I've seen Quinn bristleback too often. I do feel like this puts a lot more onus on Watson, as you said, to be an active playmaker. I'm not convinced Quinn is going to make this look like a BZM bristleback, you know?
Maybe, Austin, maybe the onus is on you. There's an old school Dota content reference. There's like 2 guys in chat who got that one.
I don't think that's true at all. I think you underestimate how degenerate Dota fans are.
That's a
They
really
were
good
watching
video,
10
though.
years ago, and they're going to be watching 10 years from now.
The onus is on you.
One of the all-time
Open bracket. What was your point?
Didn't have one.
Okay. What I was going to say is every North American player can play mid-bristle deck. It's just how it works. Don't ask me why. It's just how it works. So I have faith that he can do it here. And his matchup seems pretty good. I mean, what do you do here as Beast? You don't win the trades. You don't outspam him.
No.
He can match you. He can chase you. He can potentially go steal your stacks. He's going to get mega farmed. He just does everything you do in this early laning phase, but it's slightly better. So I kind of like what Gaimin got going on in this game 3. I think they might run into some scaling issues, particularly versus Slaughter PA as the minus armor heats up. Going in that late game, they have a bounty you can scout. You have track plus amp going out on these heroes. That's a lot of vision to play with. And there is the solo kill. Quinn Hallahan does it again.
Chases down Tofu. Tofu had a Lotus. Will still die. And the intelligence still picked up for snaking. But yeah, big win for Gaimin Gladiators, being able to solo the mid lane. Did mean that Quinn had to TP back to base, so he'll miss a wave here.
Well worth it,
Maybe he'll get back in time, actually.
Yeah, he has boots. He's pretty fast here.
Yeah, early boots pick up.
Quinn's super happy about
Top
that.
lane. Nice team, the bees, to push away the heroes. Is it enough to get the kill on crit first? It is.
Oh, that's a nine!
And what is that? The Centaur out of nowhere takes away one of Amar's kills, so he only gets the one on Malady.
From the top rope, he came in Slytherin. And that was no Slytherin crush. We need a replay of that.
It was just one of them came out. What was that?
He's like, you're mine.
Why
You're
did
mine.
one of them get aggroed? That's so insane.
Malady's not too happy about it, though. Smiley's getting dropped. Uh-oh.
I mean, Amar, it's...
Amar, you've already gotten yourself into trouble today. This is not the time to lay it on even more.
I almost feel like Amar... Things have gotten so bad for Falcons that he almost feels the need to, like, all chat just to put something more on the line for his team. Guys, if we don't win this,
What,
we're going to look like
eliminations?
even bigger fools.
Not enough.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they played through so many tournaments.
Pauses on his ass. Ooh, this is getting spicy up here in the top lane. I've not seen...
Why do you think he chose that moment exactly to pause?
Because he knew it would piss Amar off. Look at him.
He's not even giving him the reason why they're pausing.
Probably had
Not
to
even making something up.
set up his macro hotkeys to return the smiley faces.
Headset battery. Guess it has been a long day for Gaimin Gladiators and Falcons.
See if anybody has Quinn unmuted here. Probably not.
Did
Yeah,
you know
they
any
don't.
player who played with a wireless mouse?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Okay. It was a Amar.
He's dead.
One more hit. He is dead. The pause did its job.
My, that's where you tip him.
He
That's
lost
where you tip
all
him.
feel for the game during the pause.
Just
and
ran
threw
up.
his life away.
Those post-pause deaths, dude, they are brutal.
They are.
But you get got. And the getting's going good.
Quinn's going to hit level 6 before Maureen hits level 5.
Yeah, he owned him.
Destroyed.
Absolutely owned him. This was a really smart matchup move from Gaimin to punish this mid beast that Falcons have been getting away with. He's going to have himself a free game here on this bristle. Do not underestimate mid bristle. Normally it's not that good because you can't roam around the map, you can't get power runes, you can't play a fast tempo, but when you have a start like this hero can be a menace.
Could be another hero that's tough to fight
he's
into. Going
threatening
for the
to dive.
dive. Maureen.
Big
Not
trouble.
level 6. He needs some help, and he's got it. Both Snaking and Crit have already rotated over. Going to chase after Quinn. Quinn does have wand charges. Oh, there was a boar stacking up for him. That slows down Quinn enough the supports can catch him.
Nice double rotation. You had to do something to bail out this mid lane. Get some more stolen int as well. Should open up something around the map for Gaimin, though. 3 heroes mid for your bristle.
I mean, to make things even worse, kind of, the supports from Gaimin Gladiators also came mid. They just came mid too late.
No, they can stay around and kill when the bristle respawns.
Looks like they're going to try and
What is
opt for that
this?
option, but Tofu's going early here.
That was
Hit him with the dead shot. They're going to get low. Tame the Beast. Escape back. Does that bail him out? Now with the TP in from Watson. That's why they were making that move. They weren't going to wait for the Bristol. They figured Watson would do enough for them, and
That
it was enough to get a kill.
That was still really awkward. I don't think Tofu should die there. That felt very forced.
It did.
You can't do anything about this regen rune. Nonetheless, nice rotation from Watson. You'll get some tower pressure. Now, Falcons, are you going to go back here and try and defend this with a beast who is still level 5? So tough to run into the Bristle when the Furion can TP and back him up. And he's doing the patented Eternal Envy pull to the camps, the extra farm. Something
7-minute wisdom rune.
Familiar with.
Tofu will get here in time, and I think he wins this.
I might just kill
Crit
him.
already being low enough. Crit is really sticking around.
You had no choice, right? Can't TP out. You're dusted. No boots. What's he supposed to do, man?
You're supposed to run in one direction, I assume. Mar, quick cut through the trees. He's okay.
Oh, I didn't know you were a pro player. What TI did you play at?
Are you seriously telling me you can't just walk one direction? Watson, he's going to be blown up before these TP rotations could come into play. Got a dagger on Amar, at least.
Well, they're in for the king. Nice little sneaky rotation from Skeeter. Enabling the Slardar, that is the name of the game. You enable ATF, he will pay it back with some good scaling, good amplification for the PA, good Roshan taking.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gaimin looking for that power rune. Quinn would love a haste here.
An amp damage that will be grabbed by Snake King, but he will lose his life for it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He knew what he had to do, though. You know, you got to take that rune away from Quinn. Emotional damage.
It's something. Amar has been having maybe a little bit too much of a free time here at top. Gaimin Gladiators plotting to slow him down somehow, but Amar has gotten away from it. He's going to TP to the other side of the map, go after Ace. This Centaur has no armor whatsoever. Negative 10 armor, got the stomp and a stampede though, so he will live.
Expensive rotation for Amar. He's completely out of resource. Mana at least. TP down here, he's stuck. Ace doesn't have to go back up in this lane. This should open up something for Gaimin across the map. They're even going to get Skeeter's courier. Delay that cornucopia.
Chase out of the triangle. Wants to make sure those stacks are still available, but I don't know how much you want to keep stacking.
Yeah, this is not a game you want to stack if you're Falcons, and that is really sad for Maureen. I mean, how is he going to get the Ags in this game? It looks real difficult.
Yeah, with the triangle covered, and then they also have a high ground ward on the other.
Well, this Bristol is just going to run into you, and it always has a Furion TP threat, and it has a Stampede that can bail him out.
Ooh, didn't push him into the wheel, but he's surrounded by so many heroes, it doesn't really matter.
He has no game. This is super concerning for Falcons right now. He is a massive liability on the map. He's nowhere close to that Ags. He has been slowed down tremendously. This Bristle pick has completely disrupted Falcons' game plan.
Second game in a row that Gaimin Gladiators have done that to one of the Falcons. Just shit on one core specifically.
Not a bad game plan. Sometimes it's not about the heroes, it's about the players also.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Feel like Falcons are core players. I feel like Maureen is the one who could probably deal with it the most. At least consistently, Falcons have usually put more emphasis on funneling farm to Amar and Skeeter.
But this is not the hero to do it on.
That is true.
So this is an AFK farm mid hero. Now you really have to AFK farm.
Yeah, you're not expecting your Slardar to do a whole lot, at least not until he has Blink Dagger.
This begs the question, who is going to get you trap kills in this game?
Yeah, it's just going to have to wait for Slardar's Blink. That's really the only option they have. Unless they can get some sort of defensive setup around towers.
I don't know. Looking at this map position and the game state, I feel as though if you asked Gaimin, what is your percentage to win this game from this state? I think they would say 100% every time. Now, I'm not saying it's 100%.
Sure.
But I think that's how they think as a team. Like, we have this lead out of the lanes with, Quinn would say it's 200%. He would say there's no way I can lose the game from this state.
Sure. Stampede, Skeeter in trouble. Nowhere to hop to. The only units he could jump to are enemy units, Gaimin Gladiators. It goes from no heroes to all of a sudden Malady gets a solo kill on a Martop.
And the tip towards Malady. Little Wrath of Nature damage, but honestly, he just got outplayed and soloed. Bad misstep from ATF. And now Malady, he's higher level than him.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. Malady has been kicking some ass.
He's stepping it up.
Now he is probably going to die here. No, he's still got the escape act. And he's still got a strongman tonic. He's going to walk back at him. Falcons, they pop the global here. A teleport away. The blood grenade should finish him off, and Snake King's teleport will be successful. First track kill for Falcons.
You lost a lot on the map for it, though. And there's another Wrath of Nature coming up in 30. This Bristleback train is not going to slow down. And Quinn's just continually going to take the space away from Malrine to ever recover in this game. It's getting to the point where you might just have to bring 4 or 5 heroes to kill this Bristle and live with the consequences.
And that's particularly dangerous because there's some global influence there, right?
Yeah,
Wrath of Nature and Stampede
that's
could
what
both be used for Quinn.
It's so hard to force this Bristle out of positions because you go there, you get stampeded away, you wasted your time. The Fury gets to be in, suddenly that fight is not that favorable for you. You gotta start thinking about this Wisdom Shrine as well. This top tier 1 is the only tier 1 you have left to kind of play around in this early game.
Tofu, can he hit the dead shot?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tries. Good attempt, but just a little off the mark. Rin gets dusted, but he pops his wand to dispel the invisibility, makes a run for it, turns around and hits another shuriken underneath the tier 2 tower. Quinn diving in, no punish from Falcons. Malrine comes in with his Invis rune.
Still have Stampede,
Bristle.
and you still have this teleport from Watson. He has a full Mjolnir done.
They do not want to give up this Wisdom Shrine. They have to go for the Quinn, but a strongman tonic on a Bristleback. That seems dangerous. Amar's been left alone. Tame the beast, push the other heroes away, and look at Malady chase forward, making sure that his buddy walks in. Will not be fighting alone. He got roared up, but it didn't matter. No damage came out. Skeeter's going to jump onto Malady here. Funhouse Mirror into a Prestige. Oh, okay, still got cut down by the axes.
Ooh, the shot finishes the king off. Can get out of here.
Got the crit on him. All right, start getting some track kills here. Maybe another one. Ace. No more Stampede. He's got a Blade Mail. Pops it now. Falcons are going to wait it out.
He's toast.
Stomp up next. But that's all she wrote.
That's some track gold going Falcons' way. They need it here. So a good gold exchange for them. We ended up getting that Wisdom Shrine. It went to, I assume,
I mean, it had to have been Falcons, right?
no, Crit got one. That's what I was looking at. Okay. Yeah,
Crit got
Falcons. I was assuming the gaming were maybe going to be able to post up for that a bit more, but the fact you get that here for the bounty, I mean, Crit's game just recovered a lot off that sequence. That could have just been the game for Falcons if they got routed there.
For sure.
It's like the Furion cleans them up with that Mjolnir. The Bristle lived through it all.
They take the Wisdom Shrine again, start stacking that up. Quinn, a little bit alone here. Got his back to Skeeter. He's okay for now. He's still going to be running into more heroes, but now Tofu's here. See if he can help him out. Turn around, a bunch of quill damage. It's dangerous. They're all so low. They get a roar out onto Tofu, stopping his damage. Ace is still trying to find a kill out of this somewhere. Will only get Snake King. Maybe with the wheel. Okay, Malrine, he wasn't low from the Bristleback attack, but they will catch him as well.
Such a dangerous go for Falcons.
That's what we're talking about, where just a solo Bristleback is still a questionable go for Falcons.
He's not even at full strength yet.
No.
It's a tough target to go on in this game before you have BKBs and a bit more sustain, and you're still missing this Beastmaster Ags. Such a rough start for Malrine here.
They're going to try and do the Tormentor without the Bristleback. Feels like they're going to be really low off of this, though. Crit can do something interesting, though. He does get caught a bit. What? Tormentor will finish off Malady. They do get the Tormentor eventually, and the Wrath of Nature will cut off Crit's head.
I can't believe Crit didn't try and throw the shuriken out there. I guess the silence off that calling.
Oh, there's the Roshan play in exchange for the Tormentor.
This was not the worst overall trade for Falcons given their position in this game.
Not at all. I think this was rather good. Even with all that minus armor, it still takes them a while. Mostly because Malrine still doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter. That will be coming in at 100 gold, though. So big power spikes coming in for Falcons. Chance to turn around this 7,000 net worth lead the Gaimin Gladiators hold.
And Ace just tempting them to take the fight. Straight behind the tier 2, pull the wave. Tracks are up. This looks like a tough fight to take, even with the Aegis. Are going to have the B-Stacks done. But Watson is very far ahead. If he gets a free fight on this Furion, you're not winning.
For a second. They have that Rod of Atos. That was a very awkward go.
Radiant's bottom
That was
tower
very
is under
delayed.
attack.
Yeah. Not coordinated well at all. Crit's getting so much information.
Radiant's
They'll
bottom
finally take
tower
that tier
has
2.
fallen.
Crimson Guard for the Centaur is the
Top
choice.
tower is
Great
under
Crimson
attack.
Guard game.
It's a good Crimson game, but you do have the minus armor.
Dire
Isn't that part of the reason why the damage block is effective, though?
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of like goes both ways, I know. What you
yeah,
mean, but-
Falcons are really dependent on just killing you through right clicks. They have nothing else. So in that sense, it's an amazing Crimson game. At the same time, the overwhelming minus armor burst damage will override it at some point.
Yeah, when
But in this
PA
early-
does a 1,000 damage crit,
Yeah.
your 100 damage block isn't going to be that effective.
But at this point in the game, it's super strong.
So it does mean the Gaimin Gladiators want to accomplish more than just a 7,000 net worth lead. I like how Ace just not going Blink Dagger either. Tofu catching crit here, missed the dead shot. And that dust is not going to be enough. Ace, no Blink Dagger. Blade Mail, Crimson Guard into Lotus as his next choice. I really thought, okay, get the Crimson, sure. Earlier you get it, the more effective it is, I get it. But I thought he would go Blink after that.
Expecting the fight to go into them. Malady finds another one.
Just really nicely placed combo. Malrine, he'll lose his Aegis here. Can Falcons fight around the second life, though?
No, they're
Doesn't
failing.
look like it.
No interest in salvaging that. 2 more deaths for Malrine here. He gets nothing out of it. As the route continues, Gaimin controlling the map. It's only Amar farming up top. You're getting something for Skeeter bottom. There are double obs down bottom for Dire.
are scanning.
This is kind of a deadly area to farm if they can gate through, smoke it up, connect the Furion. Crit's going to kill one of them. But there's another down here. They see Skeeter. They ping him out. They're going to set up on this. Really
We
big
have
kill.
Tofu setting up.
Crit trying to break that play.
He is going to run into him, and they will take the kill onto the Bounty Hunter instead. Watson teleports in.
That's the best case scenario there.
They are still going to chase after Skeeter. They might just have him. Oh, he's so close to his BKB. Look at how close he is. 10 gold. Can he get there in time? Trying to survive. Just live. Just live. A second or two more. Oh. He was 2 gold away.
He was so sad. Look at him.
Oh, that hurts, man. That hurts.
Power of the vision down there, though. The
Yeah.
game is set up. The fact they went to the other side of the map, forced Falcons into that area. It's just a death trap.
Man, you die like that, it's like, it's a 45-second delay on your BKB just through the death itself, but then it's another, like, full minute.
Yeah, he lost almost 300 gold off that. Rough times for the Falcons here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
The dispels are coming in for Game 2. Mantle on the Furion, Lotus Orb for Ace.
Has fallen.
That Lotus Orb is going to be nice because if the initiation starts on him, you're pretty happy. If it starts on the Bristle, you Lotus the Bristle. The initiation on him goes out the window. And this means Quinn doesn't have to buy an early dispel.
Right. Yeah. Could also use it on Malady to take off the global silence, so then he in turn can save whoever needs to be saved.
No, I ain't doing that.
Okay, probably not, but snaking.
Radiant
It's so
are
funny, man.
scanning.
He's doing what he can on a silencer to play the map. Crit with another steal.
Yeah.
Look at that. Double shrine for Falcons. Something.
Dire are scanning.
And that's almost level 2 track for him. That's pretty hype.
Tower up top. Boar versus Malady. The Boar wins.
Dire's top tower.
First tower of the game for Falcons. A second game where they have just not been able to pressure the safe lane of Watson. And another game where Maureen is not having a fun time.
Oh, Tofu's just been catching everything this game. 8, 3, and 7 on the Morta. And again, you're left wondering, where are these track kills going to come from? What is your kill threat if you're not combining Slaughter and the PA?
Man, this is how the mighty have fallen, man. Falcons were just the most dominant team for a slew of months. And now this is going to potentially be 2 tournaments within, like, what, the last month? How long ago was the last PGL Wallachia? Where they got eliminated out of groups by Navi Jr. And Falcons return the favor here at DreamLeague, but they may still be eliminated by Gaimin Gladiators. And in fact, it seems very, very likely. Dota Plus calling it a 90-10 game almost.
It's going to be tough to make the comeback here. Though, if they do win the fights with the track, it will swing very fast and very heavily.
That is true. It's not a question of like how many fights. You just need to win one with all this track gold. But that fight is coming to you already. Crit managed to get back before the initiation from Ace.
This is pretty sneaky. Can you do anything?
Yeah, I was about to say the positioning. Okay, you're there. Now what?
I'm surprised they didn't roar this Centaur there. If you roar him before the Crimson or Blade Mail goes off, you can't just burst him down. You have Global to prevent an escape act. Not confident enough in the damage without Amar there. Now Amar joins him. Finished up a full nullifier, so now you're not scared of this escape act anymore. You can hold that Global.
Okay, what is the #1 target they're searching for? I assume Nature's Prophet, but that's unlikely. He's not going to be here.
Nature's or supports.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, supports it is. They smoke back, Gaimin Gladiators.
They saw him on that.
They aware of what is lurking right behind them in the river. They're going after Quinn. Quinn, he is a little isolated. They go after him. Skeeter, they get the break on him short, but he's already away with the stampede. And Ace with a beautiful stomp will completely stop Falcons in their tracks. Skeeter with his BKB, utterly wasted. Can't even make it out. Malady just landing dagger after dagger to the back of Skeeter. A stomp will find its mark, and that will be it for the carry of Falcons. He'll eventually fall. Snake King gets run down by Tofu. 4 dead.
I mean, that might have been your last chance to get back in this game.
I think it was.
And you didn't even use the Global. Snake King was trying to hold it for just the right time, but that host stomp completely ruins that play.
Certainly glad Ace went back for the Blink Dagger.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't complete the Lotus Orb first. Picked up the Plate Mail, picked up the Blink Dagger, said, you know, just a Plate Mail is good enough for me. And boy, that Blink Dagger paid off big dividends.
It feels like so much of this game was determined in the first 5 minutes on that mid lane. This Bristol shutting down the Beast, then your lineup becomes ultra slow. And then it just takes a few clutch pickoffs around the map with this Furion. You're snowballing super hard, you're taking buildings, you're invading the ancient area. This Bristol is just a really nice answer to this mid Beast.
Yeah,
and not something Falcons could react to because their support duo, we saw it gank Quinn once, but they're kind of clunky in the early game. They don't offer a huge amount of damage to bring this guy down.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you don't have a core that is going to be able to help you out until, again, the Blink Dagger on Slardar, and by the time he got that, it was far too late.
Now you're about to lose Roche. Cannot afford to lose this Roche. I think you have to try and contest this.
Yeah, I mean, if you thought your window was the last team fight, that fails. All you can do is just run it back. Hope this initiation goes better for you, but if they don't go into the pit now, they're going to be matched up against an Aegis. Not just a 6v5, a 6v4, as it looks like Crit's going to start off the team fight already dead. Maureen caught in the wheel, activates his BKB, too late for it. And he'll pay the price.
Just no entry.
Now Falcon, Skeeter, and Amar, they're going to jump back in. All in on the Bristol Pack. See if they can kill him with the Global Silence being used. But Quinn has a Lotus. He's running away. And even if they kill him now, it wouldn't be worth it. This game is done. This series looks over for Falcons. Crit on the buyback turns into a dieback, and he calls it out. GG. Falcons will be eliminated out of the first group stage of DreamLeague.
I wonder how many people would have predicted that. This is going to be one of the worst performing months from this team we've maybe ever seen.